Hey everyone, how's it going? Azrin here, owner of the Calgary Language Nerds, and welcome to today's Learn Gujarati with Me podcast episode and YouTube video. Today I want to do a grammar review video. In the previous lesson, we read. Let me actually stop my screen share. We did a summarized and simplified version of this story here, and this book just had a tremendous amount of past tense. We had a lot of simple past tense, and we had a lot of imperfect past tense. Now, we've covered both tenses on this YouTube channel and the podcast a number of times. But today, I just want to point out something, especially if you have a baseline understanding, even just roughly, of how these two tenses work. I think today's video is going to just clarify things for you and help things click a little bit more in your mind. Oftentimes, when Gujarati learners are learning Gujarati, obviously, when they're learning the language and it comes to the past tense, even though intellectually they understand how the past tense works, even just like roughly, when they actually talk, it doesn't always come out. So let me share my screen and let me show you a couple things that hopefully makes this hopefully helps it to click just a little bit more. Let's get a little text box here. Okay, make it a bit bigger. Perfect. So let's take something like, let's take a really basic verb like chalvu. So chalvu. Chalvu means to walk. Now, as a reminder, especially if this is a video, one of your earlier videos, like you happen to have joined the Gujarati learning train a little bit later, and you're just watching maybe like my third video of all time, you haven't gone through a lot. When we work with verbs in Gujarati, when we work with them, we always start with the base form of the verb. The base form always ends in vu. And actually, let's write in Gujarati script as well. I always forget to do that, but I'll remember today. Chalvu. Okay, so chalvu. Here's our vu sound. Here's our vu here. So we always start with the base form. Now, in the simple past tense, when we work in the simple past tense, let's say it's I walked. Hun chalyo. Right? This is like I walked, and this is masculine. So this is like if a guy walked, so say I'm a guy, for example. So I would say hun chalyo. If it's feminine, it's going to be hun chali. Hun chali. This would be I walked in the feminine. So women would say this. This is a review of stuff we've already covered. Now you'll notice that in the masculine, we have a yo ending. We've replaced this vu, this vu, with a yo. So chalvu is the base form of the verb. Chalyo becomes the past tense masculine, or in the feminine, we replace the vu, this chalvu, gets replaced with an I. Chali. Hun chalyo, hun chali. Pretty straightforward stuff. If we take a plural form, just so you can see all three, if we had a plural form like we walked, right? So ame, chal, ya. So, ame, chal, ya. We walked. This is in the plural. So when you have the plural, right, you'll notice that this vu in chalvu gets replaced with ya. Pretty straightforward stuff. It requires a little bit of practice, but it's not like it's medium level difficulty. Let's say something like that. Now, Gujarati has two different past tenses. One of them is called the simple past, and that's what we're looking at on the screen right now. The other past tense in Gujarati is called the imperfect past tense. The imperfect past tense is one that we use for a wide variety of things. The imperfect past tense is used to say, I used to walk. So if I want to say, I used to walk, for example, I was walking. It could mean, those are the two primary ones, honestly. I would say there's two or three primary ones. There's three primary ones, actually. There's I was walking. So write these down. Like if you're a very visual person, write these down. I'm not going to write these on the screen, so make sure you write these down. I was walking. That's one of the purposes of the imperfect past tense. We have I used to walk. That's a second possible translation of an imperfect past tense. And then the third one is going to be I walked every day, every week, every month, every something. Like it's every something rather. Every week, every month. It's a repeated action. So was walking, used to walk, or I walked every day on a repeated basis. Now, when we have these tenses, so this one here on the screen right now, this is the simple past tense. Frequently, if you want to simplify your life, you could, in the simple past tense, add the word hato, hati, or hata, like this, after the verb. So you could say hu chalio hato, hu chali hati, ame chalia hata. I'm not going to get too detailed into the grammar. This is technically another grammar tense. But when people talk in regular day-to-day Gujarati, they actually will, many people, they will just add hato, hati, or hata after that simple past verb. And that's something that many people will do. In fact, when they do it, they actually shorten it. They get rid of this ha. They don't even pronounce it. It's written with ha, but they just pronounce it like this. So they'll say hu chalioto, hu chaliti, ame chaliata. Okay, that's like spoken language. Now, what if we want to switch this to the imperfect past tense? What if it's like I was walking, or I used to walk, or I walked every day? Well, to do that, all we do is we take this here. Instead of saying chalioto, we replace it with a T. Chaltoto. Instead of chaliti, chalti. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Here we go. Chaltiti. We add a T. So chaltoto, chaltiti, chal. Replace this Y with a T. Chalta. And this would now mean either I was walking, I used to walk, or I walked every month, every day. On a repeated basis, I walked. 3 different possible options of what this could mean. But all I'm really trying to demonstrate in this video, if we really try and simplify and give a summarized version, is when we have the simple past tense, you're going to have, let me just delete all these endings. When you have the simple past tense, we're going to have your, like a lot of Y sounds. Your, E, not E, but E, yeah, like these, almost like these these Y's in there. When it's the imperfect past tense, they're T's. It's not chalio, but chalto. It's not chali, but chalti. It's not chalia, but chalta. So chalio, chalto, chali, chalti, chalia, chalta. If it was a different verb, bolio, talked, bolto, boli, bolti, bolia, bolta. We're just replacing that Y with like a T sound. So yeah, that's that. I would encourage you, especially if you're brand new to this, these grammar points, I would encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. There's a grammar playlist, and there's a number of videos, probably about, I don't know, 4 hours worth of videos, something like that, spread across different lessons on the simple past tense and the imperfect past tense. So I definitely encourage you to go watch those. Alrighty, let's wrap it up there. Aujo. Bye.